I'm Craig. When we think of the food web, it's easy to overlook the very important role that dead plants and animal waste play. Turns out, food and feces don't always have to stay at opposite ends. So today, we're going to learn some of the ways that manure from a farm can be used to produce food that you and I can eat. This is still warm. Did you know that? We're here with Art Tracy, professor in the Environmental and Plant Biology Department at Ohio University.
Well, how are you doing, Craig?
Doing all right, Art? What are we getting into today?
Well, Craig, we're here at the Athens County Fairgrounds, and you can see this big pile of manure here. We're going to load this up in my truck. We're going to take it over to the community gardens.
Sounds like a big pile of fun.
I think so. Here, how about a pitchfork?
So, Art, what does all this horse crap have to do with food?
All right, so we can take this manure and we can put it in a pile, and over time it's going to turn into compost, right? So we can put that compost on the garden around the plants, and then we can eat the plants. And what we're doing is we're recycling the nutrients in the manure back into the food web. Now there's a couple of other ways we can take manure and put it back in the food web, and I'll show you what those are. Why don't you come along with me?
All right. All right, Art, what are we doing now?
Well, Craig, we're here at the community garden, so we're going to take this manure out of the truck. We're just going to spread it around here on the soil, like this. And then if we leave it here for a while, organisms in the soil, like think about earthworms or pillbugs or even the larvae of beetles, are going to start to feed on that organic matter, and they'll accumulate the nutrients in it. Actually, if you want to see sort of the kinds of things we're talking about, we can look over here in this older manure area. Just take your pitchfork and dig down in there and see what you can find.
Oh boy. It's like I'm digging for a buried treasure that I'm not sure I want.
What we're looking for is earthworms. We dig down in here, we find it. Yep. There's earthworms in here.
Oh, yeah.
And they're decomposing this, eating it, feeding on it.
Yeah, they're everywhere. Oh, now what are these white things? Are these worms too?
But these are larval stage of beetles. See, what happens is we put this manure here on the ground, and it's a rich source of food for lots of different things. And there's these female beetles, and they'll fly in here and they'll see this food and they'll lay their eggs in it. And what happens is then the eggs hatch and you get these larvae crawling around here eating on your manure.
And then these larvae turn into adult beetles, kind of like a caterpillar turns into a butterfly.
Well, you're right, yeah, exactly. Go ahead, pick one of them up.
All right. Here we go. Hey there, little guy. I'm gonna name him Steve.
So if you look at these grubs, they've been eating on this manure and they've been sort of concentrating all the nutrients in the manure. And now they actually turn out to be a good source of food. See the white deposits on there?
Yeah.
That's actually fat. So one of the things you'll find is that lots of animals will come out here and dig around to try to find these and eat them. Think about raccoons or possums, even skunks.
But not humans.
Well, now in some cultures, humans take this and they'd say, that's a real delicacy, you know, and they don't have any problem with eating these.
Well, not that I'm judging, but say I'm not feeling up to grubs. Is there another way I can, still absorb the energy?
Sure. Here, let's try putting some in this container, and then I'll show you.
All right, Steve.
Yeah, here's a couple. There we go. Sort of dig around in here, see what we can find.
Is it okay that they still have all this compost on them?
Oh yeah, we're not going to eat these, so that's not a problem.
Okay.
All right, Craig, so now we're here at my little chicken farm.
Okay. They don't bite, do they?
No, they don't bite. But what we're going to do here is we're going to take those grubs that we collected and we're going to feed them to the chickens. And so essentially we're taking the grubs and feeding them to the chickens so that we can eat the chickens or their eggs.
So then the energy is transferred from the grub to the chicken or the egg, whichever came first,
Right.
and then on to us.
Yes.
Okay, so put it all together for us, Art.
All right, so Craig, we have a manure pile. It's got nutrients in it. We don't want to eat the manure, so we let grubs grow in the manure. We don't want to eat the grubs, so we take the grubs and we feed them to chickens. And in that way, we recycle the nutrients, and we end up getting the nutrients that ultimately were in the manure.
That sounds like a far more appealing alternative.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So it turns out that cow pastures and horse stables are more than just smelly wastelands. They're veritable gold mines, full of nutrients, ready to be recycled back into the soil and into the food web. I'm going to take Steve here and put him back into the manure pile. Let him continue his role in the food web. Maybe down and dirty, but it's definitely science.